Hello, guys. Welcome back to the live session. This is your host, Jess Kerrick, live both on the YouTube and on the actually Facebook as well. I'm trying both streams today. So this is slightly unusual sort of day, Saturday. Generally, I go live Sunday. But today, I was testing the water whether both streams is going to work. So do let me know actually on my Facebook page as well. So I'm live there on my Facebook page, just trying to see, I mean, if I can engage more people over there as well. But this is just the same sort of subject. So I will taking the live calls from yourself on my WhatsApp. So I'll add my number into the actually the chat box there, and you can call me on that number. And obviously the theme is exactly the same, so nothing has changed. So I'll be taking live calls from yourselves, whether that's regarding civil engineering or job prospects in the UK, immigration to the UK, whatever. Yeah, and let's discuss. Yeah, how was your Eid actually? So I'll be keen to know about the Eid sort of. Yeah, your how did you spend your Eid? Where are you from? And how was the whole program there? In fact, yeah. So this is. Before we get into the detail into question answer sort of session, I want to thank all those my subscriber, the paid subscriber, in fact I should say, the member, they have taken the membership there. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate your support. And for those who haven't basically been on the same stream as yet, so I would encourage you actually, if you want to arrange a one-to-one session with myself, whether that's about your job prospects, about your personal career progression, you can do so by actually I will add the link into the description below. You can join their one-to-one session with myself. And obviously, I mean, I'm sure the people, the subscriber, they already done so. I'm sure that they are reaping the benefit there. But that this is I will add the link into the description below, and I'm sure you're gonna reap the benefit there. But in terms of the theme today, what I'm gonna be talking about, obviously there's lots of questions during this week that came along about the current situation in the UK for the September session, especially for the students coming over here for studying. What are the currently what's going on in the UK? And obviously the other main hot topic is about when India and Pakistan is going to be out from the red list country, from the red list of the UK. So I'm going to touch upon these stuff there as well. But if you got any question, I've added the actually my WhatsApp number there in the chat on the YouTube. As mentioned, I'm live on my Facebook as well, actually. So if you don't know, I got same page actually, JK Civil. I think it's Civil Engineer JK there. So you can join that as well, the Facebook page. So I was trying slightly different today to see if that's going to work. But currently it looks like I'm live on Facebook as well, as that's why I'm just going back and forth between Facebook and the actually the camera on my YouTube. So if you got any question, do throw them in the live chat there. And also you can call me on that number as well if you want to chat with me as well, so we can do so. Right, so before we get into the question answers, so we'll just give you a quick sort of overview of what's going on in the UK, actually the current situation. So I'm sure, if you are actually the aspiring sort of people out there, I mean, they aim to come to the UK, so you must be watching and following the news here. But just give you the live updates actually. So the current situation is like from the 19th of this month, it's just a few days ago. All the restrictions that has been waived out actually. So there's no more restrictions at the least in England. And also the Scotland, that's going to be waived out in a few days as well. So no masks are mandatory. Obviously, it's voluntary if you wanna save yourself basically in the indoors, so you can do so. But otherwise, it's not mandatory. Like I've been out today in ESDA and for my shopping, so I didn't wear actually mask myself. So for the first time over the last 6-7 months, obviously that's when it was. It was mandatory since then, but it was the first time, yeah, I did my shopping without a mask, so it was a bit of a different story today. So it's moving towards the actually into the right direction. And obviously all the businesses they're up and running as well, so it's a good news for those, I mean the students especially. They wish to come to the UK for September session, so it's going to be really the live session, I should say. Actually all the universities, the lectures, everything will go live as well, so that would be a good session for yourself from job perspective as well. Obviously if the businesses are live, that mean yeah you will get the opportunity to get the jobs there as well, whether that's a part-time full-time job as well. So that's from my end, it's really a good session. If you are planning aiming to come here for September session, it's a go, basically go ahead with your plan, and I'm sure yeah you're gonna have the benefits of these easing out. Obviously, I mean the cases are growing basically in the UK, but in terms of yeah how many are them yeah basically going to the NHS and the hospitals, that's still quite reduced. What the anticipation was, that's where it's not that alarming there. So this was just a bit of updates. Actually, there was lots of questions from yourselves on the WhatsApp groups as well, so similar questions were there, so I thought I'll clarify the stuff there. So let's get back onto the live chat there. So a few questions there. Aparna Pradeshi, hello sir. I'm very well, Aparna. Thank you very much. The question is from Satya SB. I'm studying MSc Structural Engineering, passing out in September 2021. I don't get any sponsorship jobs. Please advise. Brother, you haven't passed out yet, so this is September 2021. It's still 3 months, and you're anxious about yeah you didn't get sponsorship as yet. No, definitely that should be the way. Basically, you should be anxious there, but obviously you should have the patience as well, the hard work. The actually you need to go through those sort of yeah procedures there. But I'm sure if you're following my videos the way I said, I mean, how you can search for your jobs. And in fact, I should say, I mean, if you're going for the sponsorship, do search for the top 10 sort of, yeah, not top 10, I would say top 100 consultancy in the UK. Obviously, you're a structural engineer, so you should go for the consultancy, the engineering consultancy in the UK, and try to apply basically to those top, because you don't have to go whether they go the sponsorship or not. I'm pretty certain they would have yeah the sponsorship there. So just target yourself, plan yourself, yeah, how would you approach yeah the sponsorship there. So I would say that would be the best way, rather than going randomly to different sort of jobs. So target the companies, the big companies, and apply for yeah through their portals, through their websites, and that's the way I would advise you. But obviously the very important yeah factor there is your CV. You need to ensure you have really the good CV. That's the only way you're going to get basically the interview calls. Obviously the next stage is interview, which is completely up to your skills, your competency, how much you know about the job, and what job you're applying for. So as long you fulfill these requirements, I'm sure yeah by September, when you finish your degree and everything is going to be sorted by then. And I'm sure yeah by now you can apply for PSW as well. I mean if you're struggling for the time, so you can go through the PSW already. It's already started actually, so by start of this month, so you can apply for those. So you're eligible if you already completed the course. But in terms of the sponsorship, I'm sure yeah that's the way. Actually I just said, do follow those guidelines, and I'm sure you will get there. The next question is from Viren Akoshka. Sir, one query: if an international student have to travel to his home country, India, during his studies, will this hamper the PSW process when we apply for it after graduation? No, I don't think it's going to have any implication. But the problem is when you travel during the studies, so there will be complications there, because you need to have the solid reason why you're going out, yeah, basically outside the country. If you're coming here for the studies, you need to make sure you complete your studies. Obviously, if you have a genuine reason there, you have emergency, there's no restriction at all. And even if you're out of the terms, basically within the sort of terms, you can go out, visit India or wherever you want to go. So there's no restriction at all, and PSW won't be hampered at all. So there will be no implication. But I said, I mean, if you're going within the term, make sure you have a genuine reason to go out from the country. But otherwise, PSW is not factored in that at all. Next question is from Atif. What are the basic concepts that an aspiring structural engineer should know? Something along the lines of bending, moment, shear forces, etc. So, brother, for the aspiring structural engineer, let me take this thing out first. It's just so annoying. Sorry, guys, it's alive. So, and it's actually it's gone. Sorry, guys. Right. So, brother, you already mentioned about the basics here, bending moment, shear forces there. But I would urge all the aspiring engineers there, especially civil engineers, the Eurocodes is really must. Basically, you need to get your hands on the Eurocodes. Obviously, when you start studying here in the UK as well, so you will be taught Eurocodes there. And that's really important, especially for the structural engineering. That's really important. Without Eurocode, you won't do anything. Obviously, you need to understand that. Eurocode, the software used for structural engineer, the lots of softwares basically you may come across. So that be Tekla, that be SAB, Superstress, the Master Series, you name it. Yeah, it's quite a big list. TEDs, ANSYS, ALUSYS. So there's a big list actually. So software skills is really important as well, especially for structural engineers. So make sure whatever is available to yourself to practice. So do practice them as well. That is a good sort of basically skill there. But otherwise, like the basics, bending, moment, shear forces, Eurocodes, and basically the software skills, I would say just concentrate on these ones. But the rest, obviously, it depends on the job as well, what sort of job you're going to go into. And that will dictate basically what sort of training you would need to basically for that job. So you will be supported throughout your career there by the employer. But otherwise, I mean, for you to start your basics, so I would say these skills that should be good enough. Next question is from Viren. I'm traveling to home country and coming back to the UK, say about for 10. Yeah, brother. So there's no complication at all. 10 to 12 days. It won't make a difference at all. So there is no problem with that. I'm sure. Everyone. That's your home, India. So obviously you can't leave your home beyond. As long, I mean, I said within the term time. If you have a genuine reason, even then, you can go back there as well. But without, outside the term, there's no restriction at all. So guys, I added the number there as well, so do call me. Let me see where my mobile is, so you can call me. I got my mobile here, so you can call me there as well. And Sandeep Singh, thank you very much. Actually, I realized you are the new member. Actually, you had the new membership. So Sandeep Singh, I will arrange a one-to-one session quite soon, with yourself as well. So just remind me there, so we can arrange the one-to-one there. For those they're watching here, actually it's really simple. I will add the link into the description of this video. This video will go actually on my YouTube there, and you can just click on the link and arrange the one-to-one session there. But obviously, if you need it the most, otherwise, I mean, you can ask your questions here. Obviously, if you need personal sort of aspirations or personal questions about your career, about the subjects, the universities, or CV, your personal sort of level, so I can go through those questions in one-to-one session. But otherwise, this session is for yourself as well, so you can avail the opportunity here. You can ask the questions. So the question is from Satya. I have 10 years of experience in State Pro software, but I don't see anyone asking State Pro. here in the UK. Please advise what are the other softwares used for structure design. Brother, in terms of the softwares, there are so many softwares available in the UK for structural engineers, and it all depends on the company basically. And it's obviously back home, actually in Asian countries, we have pirated versions, so people can use any software there. But here in the UK, they have limited number of, yeah, basically licenses, and it depends on the company. When you join them, they would have a limited number of softwares which they use. But I would say Tekla and Robot, that they are quite common. There's Rivet, SAP, SAP. So my apologies, not SAP. The oh, forgot. Yeah, the list actually. So AutoCAD, MicroStation, the AcoSim, Tekla, StatePro. Sorry, StatePro is not that, but there is a use, but really limited. But Rivet is widely used as well, and yeah, I think these are really widely used wherever whatever company, yeah, you join in. So they will be using, yeah, these sort of softwares. And if you get a hold of, yeah, basically Tekla and the Revit, that is really sort of common software. So if you can practice them, that will really enhance your sort of, yeah, efficiency here in the UK. But in terms of StatPro, yeah, I agree. Is not really sort of, yeah, it's very limited usage here. But in terms of, yeah, it all depends what company you're going to join in, and whether they will have the license there. But otherwise, yeah, the other softwares, you can really try them and see if that's going to work. I hope this helps. And otherwise, let's talk about actually there was lots of questions, and in fact, yeah, I have watched a few videos actually on the YouTube as well. So just to warn you, the people trying to say, actually, the YouTuber like myself, I should say, they're trying to, for their viewership, they said, yeah, by this date and by that date, India and Pakistan is going to be out from the red list, and they're just, yeah, gaining the views there. But obviously, I'll be honest with you guys. Generally, the list is reviewed in 3 weeks time, basically. So the last review was on the 15th of July, and where you have seen actually the Pakistan, India, all the Asian countries, in fact, they are all in red list. So they've not been out, because I've seen previously, a week before, there were videos of Pakistan, India is going to be out from the red list and by this date. And I knew basically this will be the case, because the positive COVID cases are actually going up and up in the UK. So that's the main reason. Actually, they're not going to take, yeah, any of the countries from the red list. In fact, yeah, but on the 15th, there were 3 to 4 more additional countries that have been added to the red list as well. And some of the green countries, they were actually transferred to the amber as well. So it's not going to be soon. Unfortunately, India, Pakistan will still remain in the red list. But actually, it's we are moving in the right direction. But obviously, it all depends from the country itself as well. Obviously, if the cases in India, Pakistan is growing as well. So obviously there's no chance. I mean, they're going to be taken out from the red list countries. So you have to face the 10 days quarantine in the hotel. But the alternative is basically you can go to, whether if you really have to come to the UK, so you can plan, basically go to the amber country, spend your 10 days there, and then from there you can come to the UK, and without sort of, yeah, spending that 1,750 pound quarantine, sort of, yeah, hotel quarantine, you can avoid that. I mean, that is the alternative. And in fact, yeah, the best sort of solution at this moment of time. But I don't see in recent sort of, yeah, in next week or next month, the least, I should say, Pakistan, India will remain in the red list country. Well, this is my opinion, and obviously based on what I can see actually from the data, actually the UK data. So that would my perception. Obviously, you will all know, I mean, when Pakistan, India will be out from the red list, the first thing you need to check, obviously, the gov.uk website, which I generally mention that in my videos as well, gov.uk. So that is the first point of contact. You should go there. Don't watch videos there, because I've seen videos, and they just friendly say, yeah, by this date, yeah, Pakistan, India is going to be out, and by this date. I knew, I mean, that is wrong, but obviously nothing you can do, and it's just to gain some views there from yourselves. That's all it is. So this is currently no one knows, if I'm honest. So whatever putting the videos there, by this date, Pakistan is going to be out, India is going to be out from the red list. That they are just bullshit, basically. Uh, right. So the next question is from Satya again. Please advise the procedure to become a chartered engineer. I struck T. Brother, I'm personally, I'm not the I struck T, so obviously I can't tell you exact procedure there, but I know the general sort of, yeah, in general terms, I can just talk about, yeah, the general how the process works. So it's pretty much similar. The initial stages similar to the ICE sort of chartership. So you have to go through your training, sort of your initial sort of development, and that's where basically you need to achieve a certain sort of, yeah, experience. And for structure engineering, it's all about, yeah, your design sort of, yeah, capabilities, how you design the structures, and it from scratch basically to the final sort of stages. That's whole procedures. That's what you need to know. It takes basically I would say 3 to 5 years minimum experience. That's where you can get all those experience, but it all depends on the company as well, the projects you are involved, and how much you are basically pushing your employer, I mean, to get those experience. So the initial stage is to get basically that experience, and to fulfill the requirements, the initial requirement from the ISRIC where you need to be, and from there on you need to appear for the exam. Generally is really tough for the ISRIC compared to the ICE, and it's slightly different as well. For the ISRIC is a full-fledged, I believe it's about 7 hours exam, 1 day exam, and it start basically very early in the morning until till the afternoon, basically. So 7 hours exam, and in the exam basically you'll be given a sort of, yeah, the question will be like, yeah, design a 7-story building. So you need to start from very conceptual sort of stage, design the whole process, what the methodology will be, how they will be constructed, and ultimately the maintenance, everything. You need to consider the risks, the designs, everything there. So that is the exam sort of pattern. Is tough compared to ICE for sure, and I've seen actually the passing rate is lower, a lot lower than the ICE as well, actually. So it's tough, but obviously if you're committed yourself, you are a structure engineer, so I'm sure you can overcome all these all these sort of, yeah, hurdles there. This is generally the process. I would advise you, if you're interested, do check the iStruct.e website. I mean, they will give you all how you can engage, basically, how you can register yourself on the basically on the time frame there. So you will have the mentor obviously allocated to yourself as well to go through the whole process. So that is generally the procedure. First thing, you need to basically apply for the membership there. So you will become a member of the iStruct, basically like a graduate member. You can be like that, and then you can proceed from there on. But iStruct website, that will guide you a lot more there. So do get in touch basically on the iStruct website, and I'm sure you're gonna get to your ultimate goal from there. Sayyid Haziq, assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam, brother. So, brother, as I was saying, yeah, this is just I was testing my WhatsApp, and sorry, not WhatsApp, the Facebook as well. So I'm live on the Facebook as well. I was trying actually, so that there were people on the. So I said, I've added my number there in the live chat. If you want to talk to me and raise your concerns, yeah, straight to me. So that I'm happy to have a chat there. But in terms of, yeah, the when India Pakistan is going to be out from the red list countries, and no one knows, anyone that they're putting the videos there on the YouTube, that is just bullshit. So don't take that personal. Always go to the gov.uk website. That is the genuine website from the UK government, and whatever the information basically the genuine information that will be available on that website. So you always visit that website and you can find the latest information there as well. Obviously, you will know definitely that will be the first point of contact when India Pakistan is going out from the red list. So this was about the red list, and I covered the current situation. And now the actually one of the really sort of the one of the question, I mean, that came this week quite frequently about the actually the roles responsibilities of civil engineers in the UK. How does that work actually in terms of the design? I mean, if someone join a company, what are the different what are the roles actually what he's responsible for to basically achieve his duties. So briefly, obviously it depends from company to company, but generally I would say it's pretty much for the graduates, especially. I mean, graduate means the fresher. I mean, if you completed your degree and go straight into the job, I mean that will be pretty much similar sort of situations. So what happens? You will join a company as a graduate, so will be part of a team basically. So it won't be as if like I mean you join a company and they will ask you to design the whole building basically. So it's not like that at all. So you will be part of a team, and you will be as a designer, or yeah, you will be obviously if you are a master degree, so you will become a designer there. You will have the technician there, the checker, and a team leader. Basically, this is generally the team, three to four people. Basically, that will become a team, and you will have specific project there. So the team leader, he will be leading the whole project basically, and he will distribute the duties amongst you as a designer if you're a fresher. So he will give you specific sort of elements, like I mean these are the beams, these are the columns, these are the foundations, and obviously you need to work out the design works there. So there will be specific element design. That's what you need to be responsible for. Obviously this is, I'm talking about whether you are a civil structure engineer. So don't be basically take it as if you are a quantity surveyor, so you will be in the same boat. Obviously that will be similar sort of duties you would have, but for civil structure there will be duties like I mean element design, structure element design. So you will do those element design, you will coordinate that design with your technician generally we call it those who uses the AutoCAD or MicroStation. I mean the software they make basically the drawing. So you will coordinate your design with the technician. So it's a teamwork basically. So that's how the project actually progresses. So once you have actually developed the design with the technician, you prepare the drawing that will go to the checker. The checker will do his checks basically. The checker is slightly higher sort of engineer level, basically above the graduate level. So he knows basically the basics of structural engineering. So he can check basically what your design is what it's the client aspiration. So that will go to the checker, and he will give you the comments, and you incorporate those comments, make the comments there, and then it will go for the review or for approval to the team leader. So that's how generally the design progresses basically. So you will be part of that team. Apart from there, actually the design generally that is multidisciplinary as well. So by multidisciplinary I mean like it won't be only civil sort of or structural design only. Obviously there will be electrical sort of services there as well. There will be some a mechanical sort of machinery there as well. I mean if you're working industrial sort of building, obviously there will be input from them as well. So you have the interface, the coordination with other disciplines as well. You need to ensure you don't just look at your own design there. So you need to ensure you cater for other requirements as well, like where the cables is going to come through the buildings, basically where you need to provide the hose and these kind of things. So we call it interdisciplinary checks. Generally we call it. So that's something you need to coordinate with other disciplines as well. That's part of your responsibilities as well. This is how you actually get the know-how of other disciplines as well actually. So with experience, when similar projects here comes along, so you have in your mind basically, oh, the electrical that would need, yeah, in such and such sort of location they would need some holes there, so you already know from the previous experience. That's how you progress basically in terms of your experience. But initially, there'll be a lot more. Yeah, you need to ask questions all the time. So there's no such thing basically as a stupid question. Generally, people say, "Can I ask a stupid question?" There's no stupid questions. It's always a good questions. As long you don't know about something, that's not stupid. Obviously, you need to gain, yeah, your knowledge there. And I always encourage people. I mean, even if it's a small sort of questions, and it takes you an hour, I mean, to get around it. If you ask someone with experience, they can resolve it in 5 minutes. So you can save your time, and obviously they can explain you better as well, rather than you searching for hours there. I won't discourage you researching yourself. Obviously, that is really a good sort of skill there, competency. You can do your research there as well, but always get help. Always ask for help actually wherever is available. And I'm sure in these offices actually everyone is willing to help. I mean, whatever situation they are in, whether they are busy or not, actually, whenever you ask them for help, they will be always available. So don't afraid. I mean, just sit in your corner and just do your own. No, just get involved with the experience there and get the help. So this is generally an overview of for the civil structure engineer, how actually the project that progresses, yeah, from the very scratch, and what's your responsibility as a graduate engineer will be. This is how you progress actually from there on. So with a bit of experience, you become a checker. Basically, you progress to the engineer level. So you will be involved as a checker as well. So you check the other works, and then with a bit of more experience, you become the team leader. And team leader means like you are in control of the whole package. Basically, for instance, I mean, if there's a bridge sort of project here, a new build a bridge there, so you will take the whole package, and you will have a team like a graduate engineers. You will have checker, you will have the technician with yourself as a team leader, and you will basically deal completely you with yourself. So that's where you progress to the next stage. I hope this helps, guys, and I would love to see any more questions you have. And obviously, by looks of it, yeah, no one is happy because I'm not getting any sort of likes on the videos. By looks of it, I'm just wasting my time. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for those, especially. I mean, they are becoming part of my sort of one-to-one sessions as well. I really like actually the one-to-one session. The reason being, I get involved really personally with the actually subscribers, and it's really but actually in terms of like they become like a friend rather than, yeah, talking to myself, obviously. So there's a two-way communication there, so I can dive into their sort of life as well, what exactly the problem is, and it helps me as well actually to understand that the full picture of someone's there, and I can guide them in the right direction. So it really helps me personally as well feel happy basically if someone, yeah, get the right content, what I'm supposed to provide them basically. As long, I mean, you're getting the message there, I really sort of, yeah, I get the pleasure. So if you guys don't know how to book a one-to-one session, so I generally add, yeah, the link into my YouTube videos in the description, so you can click on that link and basically join me on the one-to-one session. And I'm sure, yeah, that's going to help you. And it's simply basically we can arrange. I can share my calendar with you guys, and you can book the slot there. And in terms of obviously. We had Eid, so I didn't get any messages about Eid as well, actually. So, how was your Eid, guys? Just do tell me in the the live chat there as well. So I hope you had a really nice sort of Eid with your family and friends as well. Right, so thank you very much. I really appreciate your work. So, can you tell me about quantity surveying job profile? Quantity surveying, brother. In fact, yeah, I was thinking I should make a video on QS as well. QS is, brother, is part of the civil engineering sort of, yeah, umbrella. So it is in demand for sure. I mean, if you're interested QS, so I would highly encourage you. That is slightly different than the civil structure. Obviously, if you're following me this video, obviously I'll explain about the roles responsibilities of a graduate civil structure engineer. But QS is obviously that is more commercial sort of side, and the quantities basically, and they got their own softwares as well. So as long, I mean, you have uh, obviously when you're doing MSc in the UK, there will be pretty much relevant sort of content you will be taught in the MSc, and that's where it's directly applicable to your field as well. So QS you will be part of as a commercial, and you will involve more and more with the tendering sort of side as well, like where initial sort of stage of the project basically as part of the QS. You will have the quantities there. You work out the basically the whole scope, and you send that to the tender and get the prices there from the different tenders. So you will be part of that team. So it's more towards the commercial side, basically, where the QS sits in terms of the roles and responsibilities. But in terms of the scope, for sure, yeah, that the scope is there. As long you are within the civil engineering umbrella, you are in good hands. So I do say that in my videos, but yeah, trust me, guys. If you are civil engineering, sort of your students, as long you have the basic skills there, I mean, that's all you need to get into the job market here in the UK, basically. So basic skills, just the soft skills, a bit of soft skills, a bit of a hard skills. So soft skills like a communication, your team working, your presentation, that all comes basically your soft skills. Your attitude, basically how you behave within the company, and how you sort of that's all your soft skills. But hard skills, what you're going to be taught in the MSc basically. So like bend for civil structure, like bending moment, shear forces, software skills, you need to have those sort of basic knowledge there. Euro codes, yeah, that is really important as well. So as long you have these basic skills there, I'm sure, yeah, you can get basically your hand on the job ladder here in the UK. And PSW is a good opportunity basically now for all the students whoever completes their degrees now, so they can avail that 2 years opportunity, and they can find out, yeah, their relevant job there. Right. So the next question is from Anuj. Any specific words for civil engineering graduate aspirant CV that will attract employer with no experience, just graduate civil engineering? Uh, yes, Anuj. For the graduates, obviously, if you look at the job portals, I generally say basically the Indeed.com, a CV library, TotalJobs.com. If you search for the graduate jobs there will be majority of the time, I would say 80% would not mention any sort of, yeah, requirements like 2 years or 3 years experience. So there will be no requirements there. All they would mention is about your soft skills. So they need someone with like a master degree, or maybe 2-1 degree, which is like above 60 degree, yeah, 60% or 70%. Yeah, 60% is 2-1 degree. So this is the requirement, and they will have some soft skill requirements, basically someone, and they have the attitude, I mean, to progress in their career, or someone that can go into the chartership sort of, yeah, procedure. So these are the basic sort of description you would see there. So there will be no requirements for someone like, I mean, experienced there. So if you search for the graduate jobs, I'm pretty certain you will come across, yeah, the job description there. There will be no mention about the experience there. And in fact, yeah, the reason they advertise actually graduate jobs, they know basically they need someone with a fresh mind, and with a fresh pair of eyes, basically, from the graduate, from the university, and that's where they can train them and basically adopt to whatever wherever they needed them. And in fact, I would add here that like, I mean, here we got the new the new project HS2 high speed 2. If you're not aware, actually that's already kicked off, and there'll be thousands and thousands of people actually that will be needed for that project actually to complete it. But what happened actually, high speed 2, there's a shortage of competencies here within the UK. So what happened actually, the government, they have created different training schools for the youngsters, like, I mean, they are like a school level youngsters there, and they are training them from now on, basically, because now the phase one has started. Basically, construction on the phase one has started on the HS2, and that will be completed by 2032. That is the phase one, basically. So the intention is, they for the phase one, they will bring the competencies from outside the country, but for the phase two, they will train their own sort of youngsters, which they already started training schools from different sort of, yeah, in different cities. Actually, they've started the training schools there, and they train them specific to that sort of HS2, so high speed 2 sort of, yeah, the project. I mean, how the high speed works, actually. And they will concentrate basically all their youngsters on that one. And when the phase two starts, basically they will utilize, yeah, the competencies of there. So that's how they work, actually. The way it works is really specific. As long you know your plan, actually, where you want to go, you should just spend more and more time on that, and actually master that sort of side yourself. And I'm sure, yeah, that there's a huge value if you're masters or competent in one field. You're a masters, actually. So that's how it works. It doesn't generally, actually, from our Asian sort of community or Asian sort of background, we generally think, yeah, we should learn everything, basically, like all rounder. And generally we say in the cricket, all rounder, so you do everything. But here in the UK, it's quite specific. As long you are competent, your competency in specific field, you will go higher and higher in the same field. And that's exactly what's going on in the industry, actually. So make sure, I generally say, make your plan from the variance and the way you want to see in the future, and just basically upgrade yourself in the same sort of, yeah, competency. For instance, if you're structural or like a technical sort of side, if you're really good at that, make sure you update yourself with the latest softwares and different techniques, how you resolve the problems, basically, in the technical sort of solution. That's where you need to enhance yourself in that specific field, and that's where you can excel yourself. Right. Let's see who's there. Muhammad Ariful Islam. I'm from Bangladesh, having 5.5 years experience as a project engineer. What about the job facility for project related job, project coordinator or quality assurance departments? Brother, very specific you are asking for that, like a quality assurance. But I will answer your question. Just hold on, and we'll take this question first. Hello, brother. You are live with JK. Can I take your name and your questions, please?
Yes, sir. It's a great opportunity to talk to you, sir. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. You are the first one, actually. My pleasure. You had to talk to someone, at least.
Okay, sir. So I was planning right now I'm planning to coming to UK for construction project management. I'm civil engineer right now, and I have 1 year experience of approximate 1 year, 2 months of experience I have, and right now I am just planning to come UK.
Right.
So is it any scope, like someone is told me that UK is right now not too much extra scope for civil engineers for future. So I was just thinking that I'll talk to you. That's why.
So are you asking the scope of construction project management in the
yeah. Okay. First one is scope, and second question is my there's many colleges like I was searching for QS. I was watching like a QS ranking of UK many colleges. Okay, sir. So on the top colleges on US ranking, there's a very high a very high fees or very high amount of fees, and so low quality of QS ranking colleges, there's a low amount of fees. So which college we have to prefer? Like, is it okay that up to 500 QS or up to 1000 QS ranking, if I'll consider, then is it effect on my future job or not? That's this question.
If I got it correctly, so you're asking whether the ranking matters of the university, yeah?
Yeah, is it ranking matter or not?
Okay. And any other question, brother?
Yes. questions.
Okay, so stay live. Yeah, I'll answer these questions. You are in priority because you call me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Great.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you, brother, for your call, and it's always pleasure, yeah, to speak to yourselves. So yeah, that's where I say do call me. Right, guys. So the question was about the scope of construction project managers. Brother, I already touched upon whoever is in civil engineering. That should be happy actually. So like myself, so you are in good hands. But obviously, uh, to get a job, actually, I do say all the time, and I'm sure, yeah, you get fed up with that one. Like, to get a job, you need a few steps basically. Obviously, completion of your course is very important, like completion in high grades. So you should target 2-1 basically, which is the 70% or above. The course actually that they're going to be taught you in the university, they'll be directly related to your field basically. So it's really updated sort of course content you will be taught in the universities. So that's where I say, I mean, you need to target your sort of grades quite high, and the more you learn in the university, the more it will be easy for you to settle in the sort of, yeah, the work sort of scope there. So as long you have achieved the first step, the second step to find a job is, so the first thing is CV is really important. That's the only way actually you're going to get a call from the recruiter or from the employer. So that's where you need to make sure you spend some time on the CV. You use the relevant sort of content there, the UK requirement, whatever the UK requirements are. And generally, I said the gov.uk is your first point of contact. I mean, you can find information there how to write your UK format CV there as well. And the next stage is your interview basically. So once you uploaded your CV, you will receive calls from the employer, from the recruitment agencies, and the next stage is your interview. That is the whole process. So as long you go by this process, you have the basic skills. I mean, for the graduate role, I'm sure you are not far off here from getting the job. So in terms of the job opportunities, as I was discussing about the HS2, that is really big project, and the first phase actually that is completing by the 2032, the first phase. Second phase, god knows, basically that's 2040 actually. That's when the completion is. So there's a huge potential there. So as long you get into the first job, forget about, yeah, the rest of the scope, because you open all the doors for yourself, because all you need is a tag here. Once you have grabbed that first opportunity, all the doors are open for yourself, so you can jump from one to the other. I mean, it's so easy here, actually, trust me. So in terms of the construction project management specific, brother, you need to ensure you have a really good communication skills, health and safety, the team, so team leadership sort of qualities there, because you will be responsible as part of your job. You will be responsible to basically lead the projects on sites. So there will be like subcontractors, yeah, they're working on site, so you'll be leading those ones. So you need to make sure you have really, yeah, good competencies on those skills. So as long you have those skills, I'm sure, yeah, you are not far from your goals. The next question was about the ranking. Or does the ranking matters of the universities? I did say that many times actually in the past as well. Ranking doesn't matter at all. Actually, personally, I did my master's from a university, Salford University, which is not a top rank at all. Basically, it was just a normal sort of ranked university. When it comes to the job, basically, when you apply for the jobs, the employer, the recruitment agencies, they never ask for where you did your master's from, and they never ask basically what your university name is, or nothing at all. Or you can write basically in your CV like MSc, construction project management, and your completion date. Basically, that's all in the CV you need to write. You don't need to write basically what university you did your master's from. It doesn't matter at all, because no one is interested. All they are interested in is your skills. Have you got the skills to fulfill the requirements of the employer? That's all it matters. So in terms of the job, in terms of the ranking, it doesn't matter. Go for the cheapest. I generally say, yeah, go for the cheapest, as long they provide you course content. So I would say just go choose that one. I hope that helps, brother. and do press the like button if you are satisfied with that one. Right, so a few questions here. Actually, let me wrap up. Yeah, this session is quite prolonging now, so 49 minutes already. So questions. Sayyid Ikramuddin, difference between technical and non-technical accreditation. Brother, I don't know. Technical, non-technical accreditation. Is it specific, brother? I'm not getting your questions right. Is it specific to like a institution? Uh, because accreditation, generally would have with the certain institution. So I'm not getting it. What do you mean by technical non? Oh, is it technical non-technical skills, competencies? So if you can clarify those questions, please. Siddharth, hello sir. I congratulate you for your videos. Thank you, brother. Ikram, the displacement year affects PSW in the future. Oh, that's a good question, Sayyid Ikramuddin. Does placement year affects PSW in the future? Brother, it doesn't affect as such. The For the PSW, generally the requirement is your course completion, and you have a valid student visa when you apply for the PSW. So these are the two requirements. So in terms of like, I mean, if you have a placement year, basically, for instance, I mean, you're coming for 2 years, 1 year taught course, 1 year's placement year. So obviously, if you complete both the taught course plus the placement, so there's no complication. You go straight into the PSW. In case you don't get a placement, actually you're struggling for the placement and you're not getting it, so what would happen, you need to request with the university that you are not getting your placement, and they will shorten your course basically to 1 year, and that's the general procedure. And what will happen, so only with 1 year your taught course completion, they will give you the course completion certificate, and from there on you are eligible for the PSW. That is the general sort of all in need for PSW is the course completion. So whether you get the placement or not, obviously the complication comes because you need to shorten your visa. Generally, the people say they want to go for 2 years because it's a longer period. But obviously, there will be complication when it comes to finding the placement. If you don't get a placement, then you will face that complication. There, you need to reduce your visa. Basically, in fact, the university will inform the Home Office, and they will reduce your visa before you're eligible for the PSW. Otherwise, I mean, if you go for 1 year 1 year taught course, that would be a straightforward sort of procedure from there. So you complete your 1 year taught course, and straight away you are eligible for the PSW. So in terms of this, as I said, I mean, minor complication there when you don't get a placement, but there is a remedy there. So the question is from Siddharth. I'm an Indian dentist with a postgraduate degree and 6 years experience. I'm thinking of studying MBA healthcare hospital management from UK. Could you tell me which are the good colleges in UK, and moreover, what are the prospects of MBA in the healthcare? Brother, healthcare is outside my limitation, I should say, but in terms of definitely, this is a huge demand for healthcare workers, no matter whether you are doing basic healthcare, you're a doctor, you're a dentist, you're a social worker in the healthcare, no matter what you are. So that there's a huge demand for sure. In terms of you're asking specific colleges. So obviously, I said, I mean, this is not my competency, the dentist sort of side MBA. I'm afraid, I can't give you the information which I'm not competent to do so. But in terms of the scope, definitely that's a yes. Basically, if you're related to basically anything to do with the health, that the health sector, definitely that is a green light for yourself. But in terms of other, I'm afraid, I'm not competent to give you any advice on that. The next question is from Sankath. Sir, how graduate job interviews are hard in the UK? Means how many rounds are conducted and what type of questions are usually asked? Very good question, Sankath. It all depends. There's no standard format basically how the interview goes basically. It depends on the company to company. So generally, the big companies like if I talk from Atkins, Arup, Acom, PSW, PS. No, sorry, I said PSW. I was just remind me the previous question. The big companies they have specific rules. Basically, they go through the different sort of different sort of sections of the interview. So initial will be the initial introduction sort of interview, then aptitude test, then written exercise test. So it's really a long procedures. That is really hard, I must say. But as long you have the skills, I mean, what it needs for the graduate, basically, I'm sure you can get that one. But otherwise, in terms of like there will be companies which go straight basically from one sort of interview. You would have one interview and you will get the offer. Basically sometimes yeah that does happen. And I personally, if I recall a long time ago, basically when I applied for my graduate sort of year role, when I started after complete, well, I was still studying actually at that time. And when I applied for the job, it was just one interview at that time. So I went through the interview. In terms of the question, I do recall as well actually what questions was asked at the time. So there was really basic. That's where I said you need only the basics. So the basics question from me was there was a piece of paper. There were lots of beams and basically frame structures there. Some loading there, point load and UDL loads, and I was asked to draw the bending moment shear force diagrams for those ones. That was one of the technical question. The other question was about there were another sheet. There was backside, foresight reading, and basically instrument height sort of levels there. So I was asked to calculate something that was more relevant to survey. But obviously I was fresh at that time, so I knew all those technical sort of questions there. It was simple as that. Basically, the technical question was really basics. At that time, that was BS code, so there was no Euro codes actually. So obviously, I was more relevant to BS at that time. So it was really simple questions. In terms of that's what I say for the graduates. As long you have the basic skills, the basic competency, that should good enough basically for the graduate interview. But in terms of what the general procedure, there's no specific sort of procedures there. It all depends on the company. So uh, generally, I mean, the small companies they would have really straightforward procedures. I mean, they would have one interview there, and you would be hired. The big companies, yeah, they would have their own sort of requirements there. I hope this helps. The next question is from Anuj. Any specific tips from you, sir, for CV so that my CV get picked by employer? What procedure should I do? Brother, I generally say follow the rules that is on the Go.uk website. I have personally looked at that sort of requirements there. Gov.uk website, just search for the UK CV template there. So that will give you the requirements of what you need to add into the CV. In terms of the other tips, I would say use the keywords. That is really important. Like I mean, for instance, if I say from a civils and structural engineer perspective, so if you are basically in that sort of side, so you should use the design, analysis, design, team working, communication, interface with other colleagues. These are the keywords specific to graduates, so you should use that more and more basically in your CV, and that will really help actually, because generally the recruiter they would do a such sort of type there, and as long you have your keywords there, that really helps. I mean to pick you up basically for the call. Next question is from Sayyid Ikramuddin. University of Derby provides non-technical accreditation MSc in civil engineering and construction management. Brother, I still don't know what non-technical accreditation is, if I'm honest. Accreditation, as I said, I mean that should be generally affiliated with the with the institutions. So whether ICE, RICS, or yeah, I/T, IHT. So these are the different sort of basically institutions. So I don't know what non-technical accreditation is, if I'm honest. I'm not clear about that. Next question again here from Sayed Ikramuddin. Coventry University provides MSc in Civil Engineering technical accreditation. So again, uh, brother Chuck just ask specific questions with the universities and ask the same question. What does that mean? Technical? Are you gonna go with the ICE or ISTRT? Uh, well, obviously you're asking for civil engineering, so you should go for ICE. So just ask specific. Are your course accredited to ICE? So that would be simple question I would ask with the universities. And if they say yes, that would be a go basically. I should ask that question. Forget about technical, non-technical. Obviously, the actually the way the ICE accreditation work, because you need both technical and non-technical skills. I mean, to achieve your chartership. So that's where I'm a bit confused. Why some are providing technical, some are no non-technical. So to achieve the chartership, you definitely need both technical and non-technical. Next question is from Siddharth. Thank you a lot, brother. I'm so grateful for your. Thank you, brother. Uh, where, wherein, what if one has 2-2 in his graduation home country and 2-1 in masters? Will this affect your job opportunity? No, brother, not at all. Uh, the actually 2-2 from your home country, as long you basically uh, 2-2 means, I mean, you need to make sure you get the admission actually in the UK. That's as long you get the admission in the UK, that's it. So that the past is gone, then yeah, you need to just concentrate on your future. So your future is your masters. So as long you have 2-1 in masters, that will prevail actually. So the previous one, forget about whatever you've done previous. Obviously, if you have competency, you have the skills, you need to brought that with yourself here. But otherwise, I mean, the old scores, forget about those scores. It won't have any effect at all. Next question is from BM. Whether metric system is followed in the industry there. Yes, it is metric system. So millimeters, centimeters, meters. Yes, brother. So that is generally used. Uh, throughout the industry actually. So if you are, I'm sure, in the in the Asian countries, I mean, generally imperial system is used, so there will be slightly sort of confusion when you start your job, but I'm sure you get used to it because throughout the industry is the same. So metric system is used. Previously, in the past, that was actually a long time ago. So when you see the archive drawings, the old drawings of certain projects, so you will see the foot and inches there, the imperial system. But otherwise, I mean, recently everything is in metric system. Next question is from Aparma. I'm from India and I'll be moving to UK in September on student visa. Is it mandatory to get vaccinated before coming there, or can I take after each? It's not mandatory at all, Aparna. Uh, Aparna. It's not mandatory at all. It's not required. But obviously, it doesn't matter whether you're vaccinated outside the UK or not. You still, if you're traveling from the red list countries, you have to do your quarantine, the 10 days quarantine in the hotel. So it doesn't matter. But when you arrive here in the UK, definitely you will get a chance. I mean, to get vaccination here in the UK. So that will be free of charge. Well, I shouldn't say free of charge because you already paid for the IHS, so that includes your vaccination here as well. So it's up to yourself, obviously, if you're okay to take vaccination out there. It's complete up to you, sir, but it won't affect as such. I mean, your arrival here, you still have to go through exactly the same procedure. So it's not, and in fact, it's not mandatory. You don't have to. Next question is from Muhammad Ariful Islam. Sir, I'm going to UK as a dependent visa in September. As I have no MSc certificate, will my 5 and a half years job experience I have to get a job. Definitely, brother. Uh, Obviously, as a dependent, you will be eligible for full-time job, and you can apply straight away, basically based on your experience, your previous sort of whatever you've done in your country, like BSc or whatever certificates you have. So based on those ones, you can apply for the jobs, and it doesn't matter whether you have a certificate here from the UK or not. And generally, I do say actually for the students that the MSc makes you eligible to apply for the job. Obviously, you get to the PSW, that's where make you eligible to apply. But otherwise, it's not a requirement from the recruitment agencies or from the companies. It's not a requirement that you must have to do the MSc, so it's not a requirement. So whatever you have, as long you have the skills, actually, so 5.5 years experience, I'm sure you have the skills there. As long you have those competency, and in the interview you just convey that message that you have the skills there, so it doesn't matter where your degree is from, and as long you are eligible to work. Obviously, the dependent visa will make you eligible to work in the UK, so as long you are in that category, you are in the right hand. Right, the next question is Ambati Kings. I will receive cash next three days. My consultancy told me 10k FD in bank. It is necessary. What's FD? 10k in bank. It is necessary. I don't know, brother. What's FD? But obviously, if you're asking about the bank statement, obviously you have to have the bank statement. I think it's for the visa, it's 28 days bank statement. You need to keep that specific amount there in the bank statement. Right, so fixed deposits. Okay, 10k fixed deposit in the bank. I'm not sure exactly the amount, brother, but obviously you can check that on the go.uk website. But for sure, you need to have those. Keep that in your bank for the for 28 days the least when you apply for the visa. So yeah, that would be. And in fact, I would encourage actually, so make sure you keep them, because they might, when you apply for the visa, they might check online as well. So make sure you don't take it out straight away, because they may check you out a few days later and there will be no money there. So I would encourage you, if you can, keep them in your bank account there for a few extended days there. It will help basically, is to make sure that they're when they check it and your money is there, so they will be confident about your money there. So yeah, there is a requirement, and specific 10k. I'm not sure about 10k, but you can check exact sort of requirement on the go.uk website. Next question is BM. I am 35 years, not old, young, brother. So 35 is a young. If I do a master's in the UK, whether there a chance of getting a job there, bro? Whether my age affects my recruitment, if an average candidate. Brother, 35 is young, is not old, so it's not age doesn't count at all, so it comes under the discrimination law, the age, so it won't be affected at all. It doesn't matter what your age is, as long you're competent, and as long you're competent to deliver the job. That's all they need actually. It doesn't matter how old or how young you are. Obviously, if you're under 18, there's different rules. But obviously, if you're above 18, it doesn't matter your age. So age is just a number. But before we go into more details, more questions, let's take this question. Hello, brother. You are live with JKA. Can I take your name and your questions, please?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. My name is Anuj.
Hi, Anuj. How are you?
Sir, I'm fine. And what about you, sir?
I'm very well. Is actually, Anuj, you are asking questions there as well, aren't you? On the live chat, Anuj.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's me.
Okay. How are you? It's good. Yeah. I love to talk to people, so do call me rather than typing it there. I don't know why you not talking to me. I'm just a bit Why people don't talk to me?
Actually, sir, last time when I spoke to you, you told me to learn softwares. So that's why I'm right now learning that skills, and currently I'm
Good.
in my lab.
Okay, that's really good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just follow your guidelines. Hope so. I will get a job in UK. And I'm coming in September 2021 for MSc Civil Engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm planning everything right now. That will help me in future.
No, absolutely, absolutely. You need to plan, as I said. I mean, you need to plan from very onset. So that's really good. You're practicing the softwares. That's really good. Civil engineering is really a good choice as well. So, is there any question for me?
Yes, sir. First question is it hard or easy to score in UK? Your experience, sir, your personal experience, is it really hard or easy to score a good marks like 2:1? And sir, other question is that I will come in September 2021, and just instant I would apply early so that I will get graduate job. But sir, then on that time I will do my master's. So what should I write on my CV? That I am pursuing right now my master's, or मतलब
उर्दू में बात करो. उर्दू में बात कर सकते हैं.
नहीं सर, मैं बस ये बोल रहा था कि मैं डिग्री में क्या लिखूंगा, 2:1 और 2, मतलब मैं कर ही रहा हूँ अपना डिग्री.
No,
So that's my doubt.
say मैं आपको जवाब देता हूँ. Any other question, brother?
No, sir. These are the two questions of mine.
Okay, stay live there, okay, on YouTube. So I'll answer this question. Thank you very much, Anuj. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you,
Cheers.
sir.
Bye. Right, Anuj. Yeah, thank you very much for your call. And I said, I mean, I love to talk to you guys, basically. So do call me. Right. So the first question was about is it hard or easy to get score? Or yeah, basically in the masters or in your degree. I would say compared to, like, I mean, Asian. Obviously, I'm from Asian, sort of from Pakistan. So if I compare with Pakistan, I would say you need a technique to get good marks here, and it's hard, yeah, compared to Pakistan, I should say. The reason I'm saying that the way the course is structured here is completely different way. You have to do more and more research yourself, and there's no specific books. Basically, back home you have specific books, and you prepare basically that books, and you get the marks. Basically, that's how it works. Here in the UK, when you go basically a module specific, for instance, I mean, in civil engineering, you would have a module, maybe soil mechanics, for instance. So there will be no specific book for soil mechanics. There will be sort of that will cover all the different sort of scenarios in soil mechanics, and there will be generic books, and you will be given lots of reference books actually from your tutor, so you can look at different references there. But when it comes to the exam itself, that will be really a generic sort of question. It won't be specific from that certain books there. So that is the difference. So when you start, basically, especially the MSc, is really high level, the research sort of work, and as long, I mean, you become used to that system. And in the first semester, obviously, it will be a lot harder to use to the system. And in fact, yeah, personally, yeah, I was struggling as well personally in the first semester. I had lower marks, if I remember correctly. I was about 60. I think it was around 62, 62 percentage. Yeah, if I remember correctly, in the first semester, because I was not used to this the system, and in fact, the exam as well. Actually, that was 2 hours rather than back home we had 3 hours exam, but here we had two hours. So that was a bit of a change as well. In terms of preparation for the exam, that was different as well. But in the second semester, obviously, I understood the structure of the course. I mean, what the requirements are and how you can get the marks. So in second semester, I just upgraded myself to about 84% actually. So I went really high there, because I'm used to the system in just in one semester. So in that way, I would say if you become used to the system, it become easy basically because you know exactly how to get marks. And as said, I mean it's more about your research. You have to do all your research yourself because you will get only the guidance from the tutors. Obviously, whatever you ask of the tutor, that really helpful, the information, the guidance that will be there for yourself. But obviously, you need to understand yourself. If you got any question, obviously you can ask all the time there. But it's a matter of basically understanding the concepts. It's not just like जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि रट्टा लगा के जो है वहाँ पे पास हो जाते हैं। यहाँ पे इस तरह नहीं चलेगा। यहाँ पे बिल्कुल कंसेप्चुअल आपको आनी चाहिए कि किस तरह मतलब एक्चुअल जो प्रैक्टिकली किस तरह होता है। मतलब if you are designing something, you need to have the actual knowledge of that. That's what I said. If you do the masters in higher grades, it's really become your life easy when you go to the job basically. So you already understood actually the concepts there in the taught course, and it's become really easy to understand there and apply in the job. So I would say it's hard compared to Asian sort of I don't know about India, but I know if I compare with Pakistan, so it's hard from that perspective. But once you know basically what you need to do, I'm sure it become easy. But personally, I did get basically that sort of percentage there. So if I can do it, certainly I know you can do it as well. The next question was about the. Did I miss the second question? Oh, about the CV. So what you're gonna write 2122, brother? You don't need to write anything about 2122. In fact, even if you complete your, I mean, it's always good. I mean, if you got distinction there, you can write in your CV. Yeah, you got a distinction, but it's not a requirement as such in the CV. Obviously, you can just during your studies, you can in your profile in the top phase, you can say I'm still studying MSc in civil engineering. That's how you can tell your CV there. You still in progress. You don't need to write basically the whether you go 2221. So it's not a requirement as such. But obviously, if you are expecting a distinction which is 70% above, obviously it's always good. I mean, to highlight that your high skills there. So I hope this helps, brother. Let's go back to the questionnaire here in the live chat. So, Aparna, can dependents apply from other country? I got the case for can dependents apply from other country? Apply from other. I don't get Aparna the question. Can dependent apply for visa? Obviously, for a visa, definitely you're gonna apply from other countries. If you are in the UK, you don't need to apply then. I got the case for MSc Structural Engineering in the University of Birmingham. Can me and my son apply from India and my husband from... Oh, right, okay. Sorry, I didn't read the whole question. I should have read the whole question first. Right, can me and my son apply from India and my husband from Abu Dhabi? I don't see any sort of specific reason why he can't apply from there. But obviously, I mean, when you apply, you will apply through the obviously Indian embassy there from India, and he will apply from Abu Dhabi. So that will be completely different two cases. But obviously, if you're dependent upon your husband, so I'm sure that there shouldn't be any problem with that. He can apply from Abu Dhabi as well, as long as he provides all the proofs, actually all the addresses there, his bank statement from Abu Dhabi, and apply from there. I can't see a reason why would that be a problem. But obviously, I mean, you got really specific sort of case about immigration. That's what my sort of aspiration is looking at. You sort of general case. I don't see it should be an issue, but obviously do contact with the specific about the immigration lawyer, or you can even call basically the UK immigration office. Basically, just ask exactly the same question. I'm sure they can guide you as well whether you can apply there. Sai MS Joe, I believe that's job market. Job market for construction project management in the UK. Brother, you missed that one. I already answered that question. So I will upload this video on my YouTube channel. Make sure you watch that video from the very start and you will get the answers. But just briefly, yes, there is a job market for construction project management. Next question is from Gaurav. Sir, please provide some information, skills, software which can learn in our country and then do MSc construction project management from UK, and the skills will help us to get a job. Right, okay, brother, I did actually made a video on that one, softwares for civil engineers, and that cover structural, civils, construction project management. But generally, just to give you the softwares, uh, primarily the Primavera P6 is very well known actually throughout the industry. So if you can get hold of Primavera P6, practice them a lot basically. MS Excel, obviously that's used quite a lot as well. MS Project, that's another one. Prince 2 is another. But I mean, on top of all, basically, I would prefer Primavera P6 if you can practice them. That is very helpful, and MS Excel. In terms of the job, actually the skills for construction project managers, I would say the communication is really important, because you will act as a leader basically on top of the subcontractor. So you will be control of the site, construction site. So communication is really vital. The health and safety is very important. For health and safety, you can check basically the government websites and the, I would say, HSE website, HSE Health and Safety Executive. This is a UK health and safety website, and you can get the basic knowledge from there as well. And basically, the leadership, that quality is what you need actually for the construction project. Obviously, these are a bit of soft skills there, but in the hard skills, yeah, you just practice those softwares. I mean, that should help. So brothers, thank you very much for your time, and I've prolonged actually this session quite a long way. And at the end, thank you very much. Actually, I really appreciate your time, and the people those that had called me as well. So I really appreciate your time. And as said, I mean, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, and as said previously as well, if you want to arrange a one-to-one session and become a membership, so you can click on the link in the description. I will add in the description of this video, and it's all on the other videos as well actually, so you can click on that, you can arrange those ones. Also, actually, for your benefit, I do add a few recommended books here from my end as well in the description, so you can look at those books as well. I mean, if they intrigue you, I mean, if you want to enhance your your skills. The Euro codes, I do say, especially for civil engineers, is very important, because it's no matter, I mean, where you end up, so you will come across the Euro codes. So make sure you start learning Euro codes as well. And I did upload quite a number of actually lectures on my YouTube channel as well. There's a specific actually the playlist there, structure, Euro codes, structure analysis, Euro codes playlist there, so you can search for those ones. You can start looking at those Euro codes as well, so that will be really helpful for your future. So with that, I think we cover all the questions. Thank you, brothers, and have a good day. I hope I will see if I can get a chance, or we'll get live here tomorrow as well. So hope to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.